Good evening. It's 7 o'clock, and here I am with mental mind treatments. Now, I have to tell you something funny that kind of happened. I went for one of my treatments that I go for monthly today. The days changed around, so it happened to be Monday. So I came home, and I had a client. So I worked with the client, which was fine. And then I got really, as often sometimes happen, I was really, really tired. And I was thinking, oh, I've got mental mind treatments. And that's why what I did, maybe why you saw me kind of up coming quite early. So I filled everything out, got all ready for 7. And then I realized it was 6. Don't you just love things like that when that happens? So I went, oh, okay, well, I've got time to sort of rest and close my eyes a little bit and recalibrate myself. And that's what I did. And then I came back, and then I thought, well, how do I get back into the program? I noticed they said pending. So I'm a little bit ignorant still on some things with the program. So anyway, so I deleted and started all over again. But anyway, I am here at 7 o'clock. Welcome to everybody. Marianne, Maths number 07, and Kayla. And I have all your stuff written down. But before we go any further, I'm going to talk about a little bit about this card, if you can read it. It says, ASK, equaling ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you shall find. Old saying. It's actually very pertinent to the work I was doing with someone before. The second side I like as well. Up your acceptance level. And it says, I love myself. I am now willing to receive my good. And it was funny because I had just been talking about all that in various shapes with my client before. So isn't it funny how often things just run together really, really well and really, really early? So I'm going to start with the 3 people that I have on my list here. And you know who you are. Kayla texted me earlier, I should say. And she wants energy and order and organization with paperwork. I think I made the numbers. I think 17, 3, and 6. Basically, it's again always about balancing and actually loving what you do. If you love the organization of it. And I think you'll find then it will go quicker and easier for you. So it's like putting the love. 17 is all about balance, but putting the love in, well, 3 is actually the love. Sorry, I may slip a little bit tonight. My brain is still a little tired. Trying to put it all together here is that, to me, is that you just take it easy, you enjoy it, you love it, and don't get too confused by it. Just go orderly and everything will work. So I'm just going to do a treatment for organization with paperwork. I know there is one power in one essence, and I know that as I speak my word for Kayla, that the love vibration is right there for her. That this energy order and organization with paperwork comes easily through love. As we love and we find energy and sort of clarity is what I'm getting. I'm seeing all the paperwork very clear. And so the thing is not to overload your mind about how confusing it is or how worrisome it is. It's just bit by bit by bit by bit, and it gets done. I give thanks in knowing that Kayla will be able to do her paperwork, organizations, or in any way, shape, or form with ease and grace as she understands and comes to appreciate it's all part of the whole. I give thanks as I release this thought, knowing that it is true and that it is done. And so it is. Hi, guys. I see you're going. I'll come to you. Next one is Dan. Working away with this. I got 22, 5, and 4. 22 is the faith, having faith to move forward. But still, we have some old issues here to be worked on. What I wrote down was to feel better about self and life as the move forward. And the 22 says there is a need for faith in here and knowledge and awareness, and not sort of cynical, looking at life cynically, but to accept the beauty of life and the interestingness of life. Sometimes life's a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle, it all comes together. And I think this is very much part here. So as I speak my word for Dan, I speak my word with about understanding that by having faith and moving forward step by step by step, that the self naturally responds and life begins to take on a different glow, a different way of looking at it. And by using the knowledge that you have, by using what you know and how it works, rather than being always down and cynical and not trusting. There's a lot of trust that needs to come in here. So I know that the trust will come. So as we give, as the treatment progresses, it's like knowing it's being open to receive the trust and the love and the awareness so that your faith in life grows. And as your faith in life grows, then life begins to give back even more. I give thanks in the knowing of this for Dan. I give thanks in knowing that there's a feeling better about self and life and achieving. And so I release this thought knowing that it is true and it is done. And so it is. Next one I'm going to work for is Marion. And she gave me the numbers 1, 8, and 7. And we're looking at what is the next step. The one thing I love about number 1, the magician, is that you have all the tools to work with. And it matters sometimes in figuring which tool may be. But it's also here you have the strength, but I've written number 8 kind of a little funny. It's as though there's a gap. There's something here that we need in relation to bringing the strength through, because it's about letting go of something old, something that's always been there, as though this is, the way I think I want to say it is that this is the way, no matter what, there's a hard line here, but it's old. And when I look at the 8, which is the strength coming through into the present, it's a way I drew it, and I put a lot of stock in that over the years, is I've written it with a gap. And I think whatever this old way of looking at things, this old way that has not produced, is that something needs to be let go, and the new way taken more completeness, bringing in completeness. So I'm going to do a treatment for the letting go and concentrating on the 1, I think, and the 7. I know there is one power and there is one S, and I speak my word for Marion. And as I speak my word for Marion, I'm drawn to the card again that says, ask and you shall receive, and seek and you shall find. It's learning sometimes the art of how each one does that. So with the magician, with the one that they're being able to create, is that you can create anything if you know how. Magicians work because they know how to work it. So it's like learning how. And sometimes we have to let go of the old established way and look at another way to rebalance the world. And it's in the rebalancing that you find the next step of being, of awareness, of growth and progress. I give thanks for this. I give thanks by knowing that all is well as you move forward. And I release this thought with love and awareness, excitement. Actually, I feel excitement inside. So let's go forward. Blessings on all counts. And now going to, looks like I'm going to have to put this up a little bit too. With Maths 07, I'm just using the short. Okay. That is 7, 14, and 18 around his eye health. What was I supposed to? I don't know if I got picked the numbers he did. Can't remember now. So this this is about letting go a lot of this and rebalancing and not being in fear. So it's like really it's something like I said earlier about really knowing and trusting in the loving of life, that the universal love energy is there for you. And therefore the need is to let go of the fear and the anxiety and the worry that it isn't, because it is. It's us that creates the division. And so it's, if you want your eye to see, you've got to know that, to look for the glory of life. I would say looking for the beauty, for the glory, for the essence of what you really want and not what you don't want. What happens with a lot of people is that you turn away from what is there with looking at what isn't, you don't want, looking at what has happened. And the idea is then the universe, the God that is, however you want to look at it, gives you that, because that's what you're asking for. So what I see and hear in these numbers that I've got here is that let go of the emotionality, let go of the fear, let go of the anxiety that I feel, and come into balance and change your life path, change the perception. You want to stay, there's a saying, I think, if you want the same old thing, just do the same old thing. And I think that's what you've got to break the habit of, the same old thing. You're going to move into newness. So I release this thought and blessings as we move that out into the awareness. I'm going to turn this, thought I turned this phone off. There, I don't know why. Someone's messaging me. Oh, because I think I work 24/7. No, I don't. Okay, but Monday nights I work here. I'm not like that. So that's for I love a 7, and I trust that that rings a bell and that you're able to work with that easily. Kayla has said love to all. Karen Lee. Hi, Norma. I could use a treatment, feeling very lost. So it must be getting tiresome for you now, Karen Lee. Oh, my heart goes out to you, but let's see what we get. 3, 17, and 10. I don't know. Doesn't feel lost from the numbers. Okay, let's see what it is. I believe you. Yeah, I know what the feeling is. I want to look at these numbers first. 3 with being the love, and 17 is balancing, and 10 is change, but you need to be like the hub of the wheel. See, when situations are happening outside of us, we get caught up in the vortex. We lose our center. And when we lose our center, that's where the 17 is saying, well, is that replenish your energy. How are you replenishing your energy? Love is there. Love of the universe, love of understanding, maybe walking to your favorite cafe and looking at a bush or a tree or something to replenish the self. The water does that for me. It replenishes me. Because I've lived by water most of my life. And even now, I was talking about that to someone today about, I just go and take a drink and sit down in my car and look at the water, and I am replenished. I am refreshed. So there is that balancing of the water, the balancing of your energies, the refreshing of you, so that you're not caught up in the whirlwind that's going on around. I empathize. I know how easy it is to get caught up, but it's like staying in the core. Find whatever it is, whether it's water, whether it's a tree, whether it's a bush, whether a flower, I don't care what it is. Find a central space within yourself and be with that, so that you can refresh, replenish your spirit, your essence, and not be on the wheel going round and round and round. So, treatment time. I know in the one power and the one essence that when one is open to receive and feel, I'm going to call it the glory of God, the gloriness of life, that extra lovingness that says you are a precious person, you are loved for you, and you welcome it inside yourself, that there is peace, there is quiet, and there is an understanding as that energy just multiplies through. In knowing that, I give thanks of knowing that all one has to do, as the little card said, is ask. Ask to be replenished, ask to be centered, ask to have not all your energy be dissipated, but to stay, and so that you can fill up with strength and power and understanding. Even if you take 5 minutes a day that you do your affirmations, or you do what you need to do to bring yourself back into yourself. 5 minutes, it will do it. And so the hassle is out there, it's not in here. And you are at one with all that there is. I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks that all is well and will be well as we release this thought for Karen Lee as she moves forward, knowing that whatever is lost can be found, and it will be found within you through 5 minutes a day, concentrating on the glory of life, of God, of beingness. And so it is. Amen. Hello, my dear friend Karen. Greetings, Norma. Today is your birthday. Today used to be my first ex-husband's birthday. And of course, he's no longer here now. And I was thinking of him today, actually. So now I can add your birthday on this day. I would love a treatment for the next year. Hang on a sec, Karen. I got to write that down. My little brain just doesn't hold it like it used to, you know. Oh, well. That's the way it goes, isn't it? So we've got 10. Again, another 10, 14, and a 2. Okay. Confirmation. I'm just going to have a little drink. You get these treatments, my voice gets quite dry. After next year, 2024 to 2025. Let's look at the numbers first. Number 10 is change, is movement, where you need to be like the hub of the wheel. And that's what I want to stress, that you remember. Know what you stand for, know where you want to head, so that you're the hub, even though things going around maybe getting a little crazy at times. 14 is about balancing what you know, knowing that you're moving forward. You're always moving forward, my dear. And 2 is a choice. I always want to put that first. It's like we always have choice, even though sometimes it feels like we do not. I've got tears in my eyes. That's where are those coming from right now? You have choice. And it's as though, as long as you're the hub of the wheel, just as I talked about to Karen Lee earlier, as long as you remember, no matter what chaos is going on or what uncertainty is going on, that you are the hub, then you can rebalance everything, because it's all about balance. When we're balanced, we have the ability to begin as we move forward. We balance our emotions and our mind. Our mental and emotional must be balanced. Most people don't realize that. And our society in particular go on a lot about the importance of the mind. Granted, it's the steerage, but it's not the power on its own. It's the emotion that gives it the power. And what I see here for the next year as you go for it's your choice. It's your choice. Do you sit still and be stagnant so the 10 is not moving? Or do you choose your path and you allow that 10 to take you where you need to go because you've chosen your path? This is about you choosing. This is the year of you choosing. So let's see. I know there is one power, and therefore I speak my word for Karen, by knowing that as she has this beautiful day as her birthday, and as she moves forward in the direction that she wants to go, as she makes her decisions, her awarenesses, that life comes into balance. And even though, yes, there is change, yes, there may sometimes go too fast or too slow, the essence of Karen is strong and so worthy. And so I give thanks in knowing that Karen is going through, in a way, a transformation, consolidating that which she knows as she decides who she is, as she decides what she stands for, as she decides the direction that she wants to go in. So it's an easy balancing and awareness as she moves fully forward. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks by saying, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Much love for this day, Karen. My good friend, Marie. Hello. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what that says. Good ending, Norma. Yeah. Oh, then no, she rewrote it. Okay, call delete first, dear. Good evening. Yes, good evening. Yeah, I've been watching over the last couple of days quite a bit of the Olympics. Good old jock here, and yeah, so I'm a little more tired than I usually am because I'm either up late watching or up early in the morning watching. So my sleep pattern is shrunk a little bit. Oh, my dear, let me see. What do we got for you today? 2/11/22. Look at the double digits. But well, number two, let's talk about the decision of this, Marie. Number two is about deciding. Do you go forward deeper? Do you stay where you are? You know, in the way, sort of the way the high priestess says is, do you go left? Do you go right? Or do what? But actually, it's do you go beyond? Do you go deeper into whatever that is? Because this is all about you've got twos everywhere here. Number 11 is a two. And so again, it's about or I always see, I'm going to talk about on tarot form here. Number two, the high priestess is about making the decision. Number 11, justice, is about committing to the decision. And 22 is absolute faith, is man doing the decision. Now, I quite often, I like always how I explain about 11 is that at number two, you decide you want to go somewhere or do something. You just decide you're going to do it. Doesn't mean you do. And then at 11, you commit to do it. So, okay, you decide to take a trip. Number 11, you buy the ticket for the trip. So you're committed to the trip. And number 22 is you're on the trip. So what we see here, Marie, is change. Actually, I wanted to say massive change, but it isn't. It's quiet change through commitment of the journey. But the decision is important. The commitment is important. And having the faith of doing it is important. So you're on a new journey, sir. If you haven't already started, I want to give you 2 weeks. And there'll be something new that will come. And I know you can't come up this time because things are changing, but I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to see you. There's something is going to shift and change here, and because you're going to make a decision of the direction you want to go in and do, and all will be well. You will be absolutely fine. I love it. I actually love it. I think this is a great combination of numbers for you at this moment. But I want you to remember that it is the faith in what you eventually proceed to do. That is the most important thing that there is. Now I'm just going to do a small treatment as I change the page. I know there is one power and there is one essence, and I speak my word for Marie because I know she also knows how the power works. I know that in the decisions and the commitments to the decision, that it's as though the energy has wings like clouds, and it's like your feet take wings, and you just move. It's like a movement. I don't know if you're moving away or you're moving to, but there's movement. Like you're the one that has wings on your feet. You're the one that's shifting and changing. You just have to decide. It's all. That's number 11. You just have to commit. Once you've committed, you made the decision, you're looking at it. Doesn't feel solid yet. But once you make the commitment, the faith will come and everything will fall into place. I give thanks to the knowing of this, that there's a new adventure for you, my dear, coming. And I look forward to hearing all about it. Lots of love on the journey. Sounds great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Karen Bunny. Hello, everybody. Peace and love to all. Numbers 6, 16, and 21. Please give guidance for relationships with friends. Hang on, I'm going to write this down a little bit. See, there was a time when my memory was really good, and I would remember, but now, today, unfortunately, it isn't like that. And family. Okay. Well, sometimes when we want something, it doesn't always work exactly the way we want it. I find got a frown on my face looking at these numbers of yours. I'm just looking at the best way to explain this. So I'll go symbol by symbol. Number 6 is confusion. It's emotional confusion, emotional awareness. But the key with that is that it needs to be straightened out. So there is no confusion. Number 16 shows something coming from the outside that throws everything into disarray and that you're needing to let go. 21 is acceptance of what is. Now, you mentioned relationships, friends, and family. You may, if I'm going to go backwards here, you may find that you need to accept where your friends and family are and what they say and what they're going to do. And I don't think you're going to like a lot of that. I don't think you're going to like it. And because you don't like it, you get more confused, because I want you to know we have no control over other people and their minds and their emotions and what they choose to do. But we do have control, or awareness of control anyway, of ourselves. And that's what I'm going to say the mental mind treatment for, because you can, with what I see here, the best thing is just to accept whatever and not try and respond or change it or anything else. Just accept. Acceptance, acceptance, acceptance. It's one of the hardest things we humans have to accept, and yet it's so important. So let me just see how we go here. For Karen, I know there is one power and one aspect with all things, and the love of the beautiful force of love that is in all things and all people. I also know that sometimes other people don't do what we want them to do or be who we want them to be. And therefore, the acceptance of the divine order of things come into play, the allowing things to play out so that each person has their own power, not visioned as being wrong, not told they're being wrong, but allowing and accepting that every person's journey is their journey. There is a knowingness that as one goes forward about letting go, when situations come that you're not particularly, to have the strength and the forbearance to be able to let go and redevelop and regrow and see things from a different perspective. It is about opening the mind and the heart to see differently, to react and not think that has to be my way or it has to be this way, but rather, what is the divine will? What is the divine order? And what does each person really want? What are they wanting? And that's a question you can always ask them. What do you want? So that you know what they want. So you can reevaluate, change perception. But by hanging on that it has to be this way or that way is disaster. And that we do not want. So therefore, acceptance is important of our family, our friends. And for this, I give strength, I give clarity, and I give love of understanding. And in knowing this for Karen, I then release this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Okay. It's so interesting because so many of you have gone through so much stuff that mostly now we're just doing that. Then we get someone who's new and it's like, yeah. Karen, Kayla says, thank you. Finally excited to release the weight of these stacks of papers, clearing the way for more space and lightness always. Karen says, thank you. Beautiful as always. I look forward to seeing what that's going to happen with you for sure. Math 07, you forgot Mia. Okay, I probably did because it was two of her numbers were the same as Marie's. Okay, let me go. Oh, I see her now. Thank you for reminding me, because when I'm coming down, sometimes, yes, and started with an AMI, the same as Marie. Okay. Mia, let's see. I need to know how to move forward, please. Okay. Now, and again, I want to say that, remind me, because this is what happens. The same thing what happens if, and when I'm doing my other shows, people come right at the end when I'm wrapping up and I don't see the name because I'm wrapping up and I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at you through the camera and all of a sudden, I missed seeing that. So do it a little earlier. And also remember thumbs up. I've been told to say thumbs up. Okay, whatever. Okay, Mia, thumbs up for you. Let's see what we get here. Oh, this is very, yeah. Lots of movement. Somebody else had these numbers pretty well. Oh, Murray did have very similar numbers, but this is going to read different because a 5 comes first. Okay. Mia, welcome to my show. Thank you for tuning in and letting us see what you want and giving me the numbers. I'm going to talk about the numbers first. I use the higher arcana as I know them to see clarity for you. So in the 5, we've got the Hierophant, who is the knowledge person. It's like I'm a kind of Neophyte. Oh, sorry, that was funny. I'm like a Hierophant in a way. I have some knowledge and I dispense it. 11 is justice, but it's also about committing and understanding. To me, it's committing to a journey, committing to if we're looking at the straight spiritual steps. Excuse me, dry throat again. It's about committing to the steps of what you're wanting to do. And that's why in justice, it's like you can choose this way or that way. It's all about choice. But I really feel here that with the 5 and that there's some mental confusion in a way. And it's not the symbol of mental confusion, but it feels like that to me. And then 22 is having the faith to follow through. When I look at this, Mia, I think you are aware of a lot of things. And very often you have the answers for people, but they don't have them yet. And sometimes when that happens, is how do we lead them to get the faith to do what they need to do? Clarity comes. And when you have an awareness of what you see that people should do, and usually they do the opposite, it's about having faith that everything always works out one way or the other. Sometimes people have to bang their head on the wall a few times to get the picture or to get the message. And that's sometimes hard to take because we think that all they have to do is this and they'll have it or get it or whatever. It's about the faith. And I think for you is to have faith in other people. So I'm going to treat for that. Okay. I know there's one power in one essence. And I know as I speak my word from here that her faith in herself moves into having faith in the big picture where other people are also concerned. That there is an awareness that maybe not everybody wants to hear what you have to say, or maybe everyone doesn't want to make the decision you think that they should make. But by having the faith that what every person's path is, how they move through that path is their journey. We cannot do it for them. We can advise, we can support, we can help, but we cannot do it for them. So we have faith in ourselves. We have faith in the love energy that I call it, or power of God, if you will, whatever suits you. But as you move forward, know and trust that every person eventually finds the answers that they require and need. Sometimes people take a long way around. Sometimes they bang their head against the wall for a long, long time. And then one day they hear one word or one thing, and it makes all the difference in the world. It opens them up. So it's done with compassion. It's done with language that says you may want to consider. You don't ever tell a person what they do. Well, sometimes I do when I'm reading, unfortunately. But it's like, you may want to consider this as an alternative. You may want to consider that. You may want to consider what. and you do all the elements that you're needing to do, I feel your faith in yourself, in the current of life, can help you in supporting those people that you see what they need. And sometimes you just have to sit back and let them do what they're going to do. You'll make a decision for you. You know the answers. You do know the answers. You know the answers for yourself. You do know the answers for most other people you run into. But it's like, how do we deliver that? How do we put it out? So I'm going to treat for your clarity of awareness. I know there's one power and one power that is in all of us and available to us. So I speak my word for Mia. As I speak my word for Mia, I know that I allow that faith that I have inside myself. I know the trust, the clarity, and the essence of me as I move forward gives me the ability to support people around me. That brings forward a sense of pride, a sense of essence of the direction that I'm heading in and where I'm going. And I give thanks in the knowingness that your journey is your journey, but it is a journey that supports others. It is a journey that is there, but it's learning how. And you will do that with ease and with grace. And for that, I say thank you, thank you, thank you as we release this to move that forward. And so it is. So Maria says, thank you. She says, thank you. Yeah. Mary Earl, Karen Lee, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your guidance gave me strength for tomorrow. It's what I want. You have clarity, strength, awareness. And tonight there was a lot about acceptance of where we are, but also knowing that there is this power that you can utilize and work with and move forward in the direction of where you want. Maya says, thank you for the beautiful energy words of wisdom. Masso 7 says, thank you very much, Norma. Thank you for reminding me. I have said that in the past. If I miss somebody, you can see it. Let me know because I'm not perfect. Oh, how come? How come I'm not perfect? But I'm not. I'm going to be going and getting a new prescription soon because it's very hard for me to read the little print that they have here. So I'm usually peering and I want to stop that. So anyway, that's another story for another day. I think all is well. I do want you to remember this. Up your acceptance level. I said, did I say 11? Yes, I am tired. That's enough. I'll say it again. Up your acceptance level. I love myself. I'm now willing to receive my good. It's a nice little saying. Because if you ask, you receive. Probably as most of us don't know how to ask. I give thanks for you. I shall be back Wednesday morning. And what is my doll? It's actually a picture of a traveler. It's not a picture. It's a, what do you call it? I don't know, porcelain thing. Bought it years ago when I was a reader at a psychic fair in Seattle. So that's a long time. And good night, everybody. Keep well. I'll see you Wednesday and then again on Sunday. Bye now.